Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you and to this evening's event, Raise. My name is Bruno Cotter, and I'm the Executive Director at the Entrepreneurship Centre, and it's my very great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker to open this afternoon's proceedings. Kerry Baldwin is co-founder and managing partner at IQ Capital, which she founded 15 years ago. More recently, she's a fellow with us at the Entrepreneurship Centre, and very recently appointed as the chair of the British Private Equity and British Venture Capital Association. So it's a very warm welcome to Kerry, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. Kerry, over to you.
Thank you, Bruno. I'm very pleased to be joining you all for a fantastic day of pitches. So I'm going to briefly talk about what happened with venture funding over the last year, and then provide some tips for founders on how and when to engage with a VC. So last year was a tough year for founders. You had to work from home, hire and onboard your team remotely, and learn to engage with customers in a different way, whilst trying to maintain your culture and values and continue to grow your companies. And it was similar for VCs. We too had to find a new way to engage with founders and the wider team, how to conduct our due diligence, and how to make investments without being face-to-face with the wider teams. So what happened in 2020 for venture? The venture ecosystem saw a slowdown in deals in the Q2 period. The government was hugely supportive and stepped in with the Future Fund, helping companies to progress their rounds that were in progress and match the funding. But then we gradually found a way to engage with our founders. For me personally, it was many long walks alongside the River Cam and in parks throughout the UK with founders and their wider teams. And we started to make investments. We ended up with a record year in 2020, with over 11 billion sterling invested into venture into UK companies, and a 17% increase in investment into deep tech, which was the highest percentage increase globally. We saw larger round sizes, some companies raising hundreds of millions, showing the strength and maturing of our venture ecosystem in the UK. We saw IPOs, and we saw huge ambition from founders. This year so far, Q1 has seen another record period, with over 5 billion invested by venture into the UK. And I personally think we're going to see another strong year ahead for venture investing in high growth startups. So, moving on to some tips for founders and how to engage with a VC while still operating somewhat remotely. First of all, start your fundraise in time. I work with many companies who are raising in 9 months' time, and they approach me and say, would this be of interest? Do you have any thoughts on my deck? Try and draw that investor into your discussion. Do your homework. Do they actually invest at your stage? Your time as a founder is so precious, and you really need to focus on the funds who actually do deploy capital with your current metrics. Look at the portfolio synergy. Look at the companies that the VC has in its portfolio. Is there a synergy with yours? Do they sell to similar customers or customers you're trying to target? Could there be shared learnings? And then think about who to approach within that VC firm and how. Don't always approach a partner. Look at the wider team. Who is actually experienced in your sector? Who is really going to understand your vision? You need to find someone who's going to champion you right through the investment committee decision-making in a firm. If you don't have a connection with the VC, speak to their portfolio companies. You are in an elite club. You're founders. You've all been through the same problems together and solving them. You need to speak to the founders that VC has in their portfolio. Ask for feedback. What is the fund like to work with? What is the wider team like? Are they the right match for you? Are they actually able to help the areas that you're really looking for help on at the moment? And then you can ask that founder to directly introduce you to the VC. And then onto the pitch. Today is fantastic. It's such a great skill to be able to pitch your company in 3 to 4 minutes and really practice it. Practice it on a bike ride, practice it on a walk, and then extend that pitch to 25 minutes. That's maybe all we have to listen to on a Zoom call. And if you have a really complex proposition, add more details. Send more details alongside with your deck, maybe on the market or the technology. And inside that deck, we really want to see why the market is ready, what is your vision, and what hurdles you still have to overcome. And also really focus on why you can attract an incredible team with this fundraising. And then one area I really reinforce with my founders is take note of every question that is being asked in your meeting, whether it's with a super angel or a venture capitalist. And if you see a pattern of the same sort of question being asked, then go back and refine your deck. You will know the right VC or super angel for you. The meeting will flow. It will be a conversation. And that you will be challenged, but in a constructive way. They'll be challenging your thinking. And you'll know because the VC or the angel will have asked the best questions. And most importantly, you're going to need a connection. Your investor will be alongside you as a trusted sounding board as you grow and encounter things for the first time. And you really need to have that sense of trust. And then step back and say, is venture the right route for me at this stage? We're blessed with so many incredible expert angels in Cambridge that add incredible value all across the stages of your growth. The Judge and the Entrepreneurship Centre has superb links with this community and can work with introductions and making connections. So really step back and think about what type of funding you need. So thank you, and do reach out to me with any questions. I'm so looking forward to hearing your pitches shortly, and I'll hand you back to Bruno.
Thank you, Kerry. It's a pleasure to have you. Andrew, would you like to take us into the afternoon?
Good afternoon, everybody. So now we get to the real deal. So we have an interesting set of pitches for you this afternoon. We are doing something which I think is going to become very normal for all of us, which is doing something online and something live. So we are live here at the Bradfield Centre in Cambridge. About half of the ventures are here, and they're going to pitch in front of you from this microphone. In fact, the first half of the today's event will be here live, and then we're going to switch to an online kind of sequence in the second half, where we have another half of ventures who are coming in from all over the place, all over the world, who are going to be pitching online. We originally wanted to separate it by venture ask in terms of how much money they were asking for, but the medium has determined that we're going to do it by where people are. So if you are watching, wherever you are watching online or in the room, we will have a sequence of ventures that are going to come to you, and they will be very clear about how much they are asking for. So some of them may be originally we wanted some under 250 and some over 250K. They will make it clear as they come and pitch what they're asking for. As always, when we do live events, we all have a sort of slight sense of suspense that technology is going to hold up. We didn't invent Zoom. We didn't invent cameras. So we're hoping the technology lasts and works. We have an excellent team behind all of this, but of course you will be forgiving if anything goes not quite right. If people's broadband drops out or whatever it is, we know what might happen. I'd ask everyone, certainly in the room, to turn their mobiles onto silent if they can. And if you're at home, if you've got parrots in the background or whatever it might be, please go to mute online if you can, so that we have as smooth a transition as possible. Just to remind you that each venture is going to have 4 minutes. There are going to be a slight break between them. It can be 4 minutes each. They're going to come up one after the other, and I will introduce each of them as they come up. Again, the last thing I want to say to you, if you're an investor, you will have received a form in your email, which after each pitch will give you the opportunity to indicate whether you're interested, whether you know someone who might be interested, or whether you have no interest. So if you could fill out that form after each pitch and let us know, we will do the appropriate arranging after the event is over. And if you don't have access to the form, then please email us if you don't have access to the form, and we will take your interests by email. So I think that's all of the housekeeping. We're going to start the event with Alex from Duration. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. I'm Alex, CEO and co-founder of Duration. We are industrial GI company, and basically we build the brain of the smart factory. And today I will tell you our story. So we try to solve a really big and long-standing problem in manufacturing. Having global output at 36 trillion, even last year, manufacturers pay for poor quality about 12% of sales revenue and about 25% for machine downtime. And it's due to lack of automation in manufacturing, actually. Still lots of manual operations, while many automation solutions are specialized or bespoke, therefore costly. And that's because of industrial data challenges, great variability and complexity of industrial data, rare events and anomalies, so not much data to train AI, as well as increasing demand for flexible manufacturing, making everything even more complicated. And these challenges and the way AI is trained traditionally lead to quite narrow or bespoke solutions or even unsolved problems. So many needs of our potential customers remain unmet. And to really crack the changes, we have been developing an all generalized AI technology. So AI can generalize better and learn faster without long data collection training process. So basically, we change the way machine learn. And we have already achieved high accuracy in anomaly detection benchmarks without training on samples at all, and not like others. This technology supports our long-term mission to transform manufacturing with industrial AGI, artificial general intelligence, and not a narrow one. And AGI promises a synergetic effect in industrial automation. While it's early stage venture, we have already preliminarily engaged with potential customers and partners who expressed interest in our technology or potential collaboration. For example, Tata has a really changing steel quality grading issue, and our technology can potentially address this challenge. This inspired us to build our quality grading software prototype and continue our research in machine learning techniques to understand more from less data, making AI more general and scalable. This leads us to our first product, which will be quality grading software for including which will have fine-grained classification capabilities without manual data labeling and training. But it will also support live yields monitoring and will have model design to meet needs of different customers and will be a growing ecosystem. Pioneering a way towards AGI and developing a general and enabling technology, we aim to build a truly scalable AI business. And our business model is a solution as a service with unlockable premium features, but IP licensing may be used as well for machinery sector. So we have been bootstrapping since 2019, but now we think it's time to accelerate our growth with our first funding round, which will enable us to build a commercial proof of concept with a customer. And today I'm really proud to represent our very capable and talented team. And my co-founder and our chief product officer, Alina, has experience working at deep tech startups in the United States and Hong Kong, which delivers their product to market, and she will help to turn our deep technology into a product. And Eugene, our chief AI officer, has very relevant experience in AI exactly for manufacturing sector. So let's get connected. Let's discuss it further. And I'm really looking forward to meeting you in person. And thanks for having me today.
Wow. I have the button on my which was 4 minutes, and that was excellent. Alex, thank you very much for being on time for 4 minutes. So brilliant for the first one, very good for being first up and for taking the step into the unknown, so to speak. Thank you very much. Right, without further ado, we're going to a Cambridge favorite, which is all about bicycles. We're going to hand over to Alex from Flit.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. So my name is Alex Murray. I'm one of the co-founders of Flit. We make lightweight folding electric bikes for urban commuters. As I'm sure a lot of you will have seen on the street, e-bikes are becoming much more popular. In Europe, in 2019, 3.4 million e-bikes were sold. It makes it a $5 billion market, and that number has been growing at an average of 31% per year since 2006. On the other side of our market, the folding bike market has also been growing at double digits over a similar time period. When you combine those, we end up with a folding e-bike niche of about £300 million that looks to be growing faster than the general e-bike market. So what do we do in the market? Well, we have developed from scratch a folding electric bike. The advantage of developing from scratch, unlike our competitors who tend to electrify existing folding bikes, is that we can integrate everything into the frame and optimize it. This allows us to be lighter, more compact, and to have a better ride, feel, and user experience. We have filed intellectual property, including patents and registered designs for our product, and we have already sold our first batch of them. So what do people think? Well, we have very positive press reviews. Our customers rate us an average of 4.7 stars on Trustpilot, and we have retailers asking us when they can stock the bike in shops. To take a slightly closer look at competitors, we play in the premium sector of the market. And if you look at, let's take three examples, the Brompton, GoCycle, and Hummingbird. As I said, these tend to be bikes which have been electrified from existing design. So in the case of the Brompton, you have the classic Brompton, which is a much loved folding bike, but they've added an electrical system on. By bolting it on, you end up with a battery and a bike that you have to carry separately. It ends up being a bit heavier and a bit more bulky than needed. Others like GoCycle have focused on the technology and integration. So GoCycle have the best app to integrate with your phone. They have a lot of features, but it's not a particularly compact or a particularly light product, so not quite as practical for an urban commuter who's, for example, taking the train. Hummingbird have focused entirely on lightweight, so they've got the price, they've got the weight down to 10 kilos, but in order to do that, they've had to sacrifice on the price, and it costs at least £4,500 for a Hummingbird. Over the last few years, we've developed the bike, we've manufactured it, delivered over £280,000 worth of sales. This year, we're currently working through an Innovate UK project, which is helping us to reduce cost and also come up with a new manufacturing process. We will be launching a new product. So we have currently we have ongoing sales of our existing product. We're launching the new product from the Innovate UK grant towards the end of this year. Next year, we'll be building up towards being stocked in UK shops, and then we're looking at international distribution in North America and across the EU. We have the team to deliver this. Our engineering team has already been through the wars of developing and manufacturing e-bikes, and our commercial team has a proven track record of selling them. We have existing angels, including from Cambridge Angels and Cambridge Capital Group, and a board of advisors who are very relevant for our sector. We're currently raising a £500,000 seed round. We already have £145,000 of that in the bank. It's all EIS eligible. We have a further £100,000 verbally committed. So we're looking at raising the second half of the round. This is primarily going to go to helping us to unblock the manufacturing limitations. A lot of companies are currently struggling to get product going through manufacturing in the recovery from the pandemic. And I'm just going to give you a final little demonstration of the product. If we can just switch the camera. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So that's your fold in less than 10 seconds. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alex, especially for doing a live demo on a live platform. That's very brave of you. Thank you very much. So we are now going to have a slight switch because we're going, even though I said everything was live to begin with from the Bradfield Centre, our third presenter is in fact going to come in online. And it's Lucy Young from Charco Neurotech. Lucy, I'm hoping she's going to be there. They are addressing one of the major pressing problems in the world, which is around Parkinson's disease. So I'm hoping she is there. Is that right? We can move
yes,
off.
Can you hear me? Amazing. Thank you. I'm happy, but I look angry because Parkinson's took away my smile. In 2019, Charco was founded to bring smiles back for people with Parkinson's. This is Tony and Jen. His Parkinson's is so severe that he couldn't get up from his chair or walk without his wife's help, falling 4 to 6 times a month. They received beta Q1 device a few weeks ago. We saw a 95% reduction in falls, him walking independently, and more importantly, he smiling. Today, we are here to show you how we did this and how we will do so for millions around the world. Parkinson's is the fastest growing neurodegenerative condition in the world. Charcoal is developing a non-invasive medical device and AI-driven solution to improve the care and life for people with Parkinson's. The problems are, firstly, movement symptoms of stiffness, slowness, and tremor can affect almost every aspect of daily life, from buttoning up your shirt to doing the shopping. Secondly, taking medication on time is challenging, and missing a dose can really affect symptoms. For example, balance, causing falls. Lastly, people with Parkinson's sometimes wait over 12 months to see their doctor. And summarizing over 30 symptoms can be challenging compared to blood pressure, for example. Charcoal has developed Q1 and Q-App. The medical device reduces symptoms, also seen when using the clinical golden standard MDS-UPDRS. The device also gives a discrete medication alert set through an application. The application also integrates motor and non-motor measurements. Q system will benefit people with and around Parkinson's and the wider healthcare system. The device will give symptom relief and improve quality of life, while the app will help with remote assessment and monitoring to optimize care for individuals. Current interventions have an effectiveness that decreases over time, and many devices are task-specific, and many interfere with important senses like vision and hearing. Our device tackles the fundamental symptoms, helping with a wide range of symptoms, improving their movement. Charcoal has been built by involving people with Parkinson's. Our current traction is increasing daily, looking at over 3,500 on the waiting list, and this is expected to get to 8,000 by end of this year, to the point when we are launching. We are aiming to bring Q1 through B2C so that people can have the device as soon as possible, but we are working towards to B2B2C and B2B routes so that the devices can be available to people without any cost. Our other biggest USB is the team. I come from innovation design engineering background. Dr. Floyd Perez, who is the co-founder, is a clinician who leads our clinical research team. Our team backgrounds consist of data analysts, developers, engineers, former startup founders, and more, who have gathered together with one vision to bring smiles back for people with Parkinson's. We are always very keen to learn, hence behind us, we have incredible advisors and consultants who help with our journey. They come from business expertise, sharing how to grow company, commercialization, clinical advisors who continuously guide our direction and bring value to individuals and the system. We are currently preparing for the launch at the end of this year and also working on FDA 510K. This is so that we can meet the demand that is coming from the US. We are hoping to expand and meet the demands of people who are so excited, saying they could walk better, they are missing the devices, and they run better with the device. So until we bring smiles for millions of people around the world, Charcoal's journey will continue. We're looking for new team members to join us and any collaborations. So please do contact us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A round of applause. Silence at the end of that one. Right. Thank you very much, Lucy. And I'm glad the technology manages to work there. So we are, as I say, back in the room. We are going to now literally go out of this world. We're going to go and talk to Marco from Super Sharp Space Systems. Over to you, Marco.
Thanks, Andrew. Good afternoon. I'm Marco, the CEO of Super Sharp Space Systems, and today I'm very excited to present the space-based thermal imaging solutions that we'll bring to market. Climate change has increased the magnitude and frequency of wildfires around the world. In 2018, there were $13 billion in insurance losses in California due to wildfires. And to mitigate these devastating effects, we must first detect them at an early stage. That's exactly what you can do with thermal infrared satellite imaging. And it's not only limited to detecting wildfires. You can monitor the energy consumption of buildings to reduce carbon emissions. And you can also detect dehydrated crops at an early stage to increase crop yield with these images. The problem is that current satellite operators don't offer thermal images at the frequency or the resolution that's required for these applications. That's what we're aiming to solve with SuperSharp, a microwave-sized satellite that unfolds to become a self-aligning telescope. What our technology allows us to do is to fit a large telescope in a small package, therefore reducing manufacturing and launch costs and enabling large satellite networks to increase imaging frequency. Compared to the current state of the art, we can take these images at 10 times greater resolution and 100 times lower cost. The Earth observation data market was valued at $2.3 billion in 2019, and is expected to grow to $6 billion in 2027, according to Morgan Stanley. Although there aren't any commercial satellite operators taking thermal images, this niche market is expected to grow to $700 million by 2027, representing an exciting growth opportunity. In terms of the customer segmentation in this market, you can see in this figure the pyramid, how it's divided, and how in the top you have governmental organizations spending upwards of millions of dollars in satellite images, while at the bottom you have large industry users such as insurance and construction companies. Our business model consists of working with partner satellite operators to capture these images and sell them to end users. Now, we will charge an upfront fee to satellite operators to use our telescope and integrate it into their satellite platforms, and then we'll charge royalties on every image sold. But we will also work with end users to understand their needs and requirements and to design our telescopes based on their specifications. We're a University of Cambridge spinout, and our team has a powerful combination of expertise in telescope optics, business development, and space mission design. We're also supported by various UK organizations and have received £80,000 in grant funding from the UK Space Agency and £20,000 in private investment from the University of Cambridge Enterprise. Our roadmap consists of 4 milestones in the next 5 years. We recently completed a prototype of our telescope, are now working to have a space-rated version ready by May 2023. In parallel, we'll work with a satellite manufacturer to integrate our telescope into their satellite and launch our first telescope into space by the end of 2024. Once we've demonstrated that this technology works, we'll scale up our manufacturing and sales effort to produce and sell 50 telescopes in the following 5 years. Our commercial exit strategy consists of being acquired by an established satellite operator wishing to complement their current data sets and products. We're currently looking for £500,000 in private investment to support, to match fund our current grants and support our efforts to reach our next milestone. Thank you very much for your time, and feel free to get in touch if you're interested in collaborating with our company.
Thank you very much, Marco. Excellent, and within time, as always. Everyone's doing very well, staying within 4 minutes. We're very glad to. But sorry to be so poor in my jokes. But back down to earth, we're going to come back to organic waste. We're going to talk to Thomas from Waze.
Hi, my name's Tom, co-founder and CEO of Waze, and we are unlocking the power of waste. Globally, 80% of wastewater is currently discharged into our environment untreated. And in the UK, we produce 5 million tons of organic food waste that is unavoidable. Both of these waste streams have an inherent energy that we can extract using the right technologies. And one method we do this is through anaerobic digestion, which you can see here. They're generally large, requiring long treatment times and bespoke design, increasing costs. We've developed a technology that takes the performance of large-scale AD and shrinks it into smaller modular systems. And we're doing this through our patent-pending electromethanogenesis technology. Now, anaerobic digestion uses bacteria to break down waste to produce biogas, which is carbon dioxide and methane. We've developed an electrode technology that integrates into this reactor, speeding up the treatment by 3 to 10 times and also generates hydrogen within the reactor to convert the carbon dioxide into methane to increase energy production by 20%. Now, we've integrated this technology into our modular biocenter systems, which are built into 20 and 40-foot shipping containers. And this is a pilot system that we have operating here in the UK. Alongside that, our systems are 70% smaller than a typical anaerobic digester. We have higher waste removal rates to meet stricter regulations. And we also have a smart remote operating system, and what is unique about ours is our biosensing capabilities that mean we do not need skilled operators on the ground. And this gives our customers a return on investment in just 3 to 4 years. Now, the total market for wastewater treatment technologies and biogas is 147 billion. In the UK, the biogas market is worth 20 billion, and there's multiple growth verticals that we can expand into. Initially, we're targeting the food and drinks industry, which is one of the industries that are targeted by the UK net zero targets and is worth £870 million. We're targeting them because they generate huge amounts of solid waste and wastewater. And with one of our biocenters, we can generate over net 900 kilowatt hours of energy per day, recover fertilizers, recover water that can be then post-treated and reused on site, whilst also saving carbon. And the customer can then save over £30,000 per year. We'll be doing this through leasing or sales models. We've got multiple breweries lined up to install commercial systems after we've closed. And then we'll scale up into other sectors in the UK, such as utilities and the defence sector. And then also look at international expansion through distributors such as Hitachi, who are currently in negotiations with their senior leadership team. Compared to our competitors, we can treat both solid waste and low strength wastewater. We have the highest energy generation and the fastest treatment time at the best life cycle cost. We have an award-winning team of 10 with previous research, launching new products to market and finance experience, all supported by a strong advisory board. Since founding, we've managed to raise 1 million total in funding, and we've started generating early revenue. With that, we're raising 700,000 so that we can then deploy a first commercial system with Hepworth Brewery that would be under a leasing contract. We've also got contracts under review with the Royal Air Force, and we're going to be starting trials with Biogen, one of the UK's leading food waste AD operators, because they're really interested in seeing how our technology can increase the energy yields that they can recover. We have 3 letters of intent that will also generate £600,000 in early revenue in 2022. And together with your support, we can change waste management from a model that's financially draining to one that creates real value and enables communities to flourish. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Right, we are moving on. Now we're going to hear something about another major disease, motor neurone disease, from Tim at Reflection Therapeutics. Tim.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Tim Newton and I'm the CEO at Reflection Therapeutics. And at Reflection, it is our aim to use anti-inflammatory cell therapy to treat runaway neuroinflammation. And this is responsible for a lot of neurodegenerative diseases. Now, the reason we're doing this is that the patient experience in these diseases is absolutely awful. There's no cure for these patients, and there's a huge pressing clinical need. These diseases are caused by a runaway inflammation in the brain, and there's a collection of a large number of them, whether it's Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, or traumatic brain injury. But we're going to be using motor neuron disease as the window into all of these conditions. That's because motor neuron disease is a rare disease with regulatory incentives. And sadly for the patients, it degenerates very quickly with very clear symptoms. So you can very clearly see whether a therapy is working or not in this disease. Now, because of this pressing clinical need and the real lack of option for patients, there are very large deals done in this space at the preclinical and phase 1 stages of development. Typically, these involve over $100 million upfront payments with up to $2 billion in potential milestones. Now, this runaway neuroinflammation can be treated with a cell therapy. This is where we take cells out of a patient's body, we grow them up in the lab, and then we reinfuse them back into the patient. And what Professor Stanley Appel did at the Baylor College of Medicine was that he took a particular type of cell out of ALS patients or motor neuron patients called a regulatory T cell. Now, these cells are great at suppressing inappropriate inflammation in the body. When they dysfunction, we get autoimmunity. So that's when you get things like type 1 diabetes appearing. And so what Stan Appel did was that he expanded these cells up in large numbers in the lab, gave them back to patients, and that halted their degeneration in motor neuron disease. However, this approach has a few problems. There's questions about the persistence and plasticity of these cells, but most of all today, I'll just talk about the fact that this requires enormous dose sizes and therefore very high costs. Now, our technology at Reflection Therapeutics is going to solve this issue. We have disease-specific Treg technology. This is targeted technology that will send those Tregs to exactly the right location. This is very analogous to a technology known as CAR T therapy in cancer. It involves genetically manipulating the cells, and it's a well-established technique. We also have technology around the stability and long-term persistence of these cells, but that's outside the scope of this 4-minute presentation. Just talking about the targeting, we've done in vivo proof of concept work on motor neuron disease model mice. And in these mice, you can see in the red and the blue bars there, these are our cells enriching in the spinal cords of these mice compared to the black wild type Tregs there. When you look at sink tissue, like the liver, where a lot of cell therapies end up accumulating in, you see less of our targeted cells in the sink tissues. So once again, showing that our targeting technology is working. Now, we're going to be raising £2 million as a seed round off the back of this data, and that's in order for us to get ready to the IND process, an investigational new drug application with the FDA, which is a key value inflection point for a company at our stage. Our founding team, myself and Ola, we have great experience in terms of drug discovery and neurodegeneration, as well as many years working in biotech in the Cambridge cluster. And we have some amazing advisors and supporters. Chief among them would be Greg Sando, who founded the cell therapy company Cell Medica, raised $190 million and got them into phase 2 clinical trials. So when it comes to running a cell therapy company, Greg is the man to talk to. And he's also put his hand in his own pocket and has invested in the company as well. We have great advice from a commercial and regulatory standpoint from Paul and Michaela. And I'll just finish by talking about Dr. Andrea Malaspina, who has run Treg trials in the past in ALS patients. Thank you very much.
Right, everyone seems to be keeping to time, which is rather marvelous. Good, thank you. Let's hope it continues. Right, let's continue. We are going to talk about something that's very common at the moment, about general mental health. Over to Becky from Lumino.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. It's really wonderful to be here today amongst all these really fantastic ventures. My name is Becky Cotton. I'm the co-founder of Lumino. I'm here today with my partner, Mo, who's sitting up there. Hey. So what is Lumino all about? Well, the challenge is really, really simple. Essentially, health services around the world are really struggling to meet demand. We've got, just here in the UK, we've got 5 million people currently on NHS waiting lists, and 2 in 3 people in this country with a mental health problem aren't accessing any kind of treatment for it. In low and middle income countries, that challenge is far more acute. So what can we do? What can we do to kind of think about reducing costs while improving outcomes? Well, we think a big part of the solution is digital therapeutics. And simply put, that's about the delivery of therapies via software, whether that's a web app or a smartphone app. At Lumino, we're focusing on the development of therapeutics based on cognitive behavioral therapy. Through that, our mission is to make truly scalable, evidence-based treatment available to millions of people all around the world. Our vision is to develop a suite of programs to support people with all sorts of different healthcare conditions. But with our first product, we decided to focus on an area which historically had been quite overlooked and where women, frankly, haven't been served well. And that area is menopause. The statistics around that are shocking, and I could go on about that for hours and hours and hours. But essentially, the evidence base around CBT for helping women deal with those symptoms is incredibly strong, and really reputable medical organisations are recommending it. Supported by Innovate UK, we've nearly completed our build of a prototype app. The potential market for this is large and global. We estimate there are over 2 million women in the UK currently who are experiencing difficult symptoms, and about 9 million women in the US. Most of those will not be using HRT and may well benefit from using a product like this. We're on a real mission. So since starting the company in lockdown last year, we've raised 100,000 from Innovate UK. We've brought on board a clinical psychologist, and we've got a really tight-knit team working for us, bringing together a range of skills. We've got great working relationships with the academic health science networks, and we're a proud member of the University of Cambridge's Social Ventures Incubator. So Mo and I are the co-founders of Lumino, and we're bringing together really complementary expertise. My own background is in healthcare. I've worked in healthcare over 15 years, specifically in national policy. I'm also a graduate of the Exec MBA programme here at Cambridge. Mo's background is in digital technology and strategy, having worked at leading advertising agencies, including McCann. Over the next 24 months, we've got big plans ahead to continue developing our first product, evaluating it, and getting that ready for launch. Which brings us to why we're here today. So we're starting our fundraising journey. We're looking to raise a pre-seed round of around about £230,000. If you're interested in investing, or perhaps you know somebody who might be, and you'd welcome a chat, then we'd love to speak to you. Please do get in touch via the school. Similarly, if you're not ready to invest just yet, but perhaps you've got experience in the area in which we're working in. So we're really, really interested in talking to people with expertise in the health tech and medical devices space. Please do get in touch. It would be great to talk to you too. And lastly, if you're not ready for either of those things, but you're just curious, you can sign up for updates on our website. Thank you so much for our time today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Becky. Wonderful. Good. We are going to move on to something that sounds fascinating: virtual farming platforms with Kevin from Diameter. Thank you, Kevin.
Good afternoon, everybody, and it's nice to be here. I'd like to tell you about our SaaS integration platform for farms. 42% of UK farms are today economically dependent on subsidies for survival, which is quite a dramatic figure if you think about it, especially when you take account of the fact that these subsidies are being withdrawn by 2027. In addition, there's other things going on in farms. So for UK farms are being targeted to net zero by 2040, and some of them a lot earlier than that. There's climate change, new technologies as well. A lot of things going on. We're going to be focusing on productivity and net zero as the key challenges for Diameter. So our solution is about optimizing from a productivity perspective, end-to-end operational workflows. It's about focusing on sustainability, zero carbon and the environment, and integrating advanced systems, robotics, AI, etc., as it rolls out. We call it digital plumbing for innovative farms. The system itself is a cloud-based intelligent data core, and we've built a range of functionality on the right-hand side, which allows us to deliver an end-to-end solution on day one. But very importantly, on the left-hand side, we're looking also to integrate with third parties, be they hardware, software, or data providers in the marketplace. We believe this is a unique data-level integration platform. The total market for smart farming is probably around about 24 billion globally, $24 billion that is. Within that, the farm data infrastructure market, which is directly attributable to what we're looking at, is about 2 billion and growing at about 10 to 15% per annum today. There's a lot of companies out there at the moment. It's a very exciting sector, a lot of things going on, and some of them are very good. One of the problems, though, is that they're all very separate, little islands of technology, even the new ones. What we're trying to do with our integration platform is bring these companies together. As such, even the most competitive of these companies, and one or two of them we're actually talking to already, we believe will become partners over time rather than direct competitors. Problem with my slide here, but we've been funded with a combination of friends and family and an Innovate UK funded project to date. We have built an experienced leadership team and have a strong agricultural-based advisory team with both UK and international contract farming type experience. We have our first trial, which is going live with the Euston Estate in Suffolk. It's a 10,000-acre estate in Suffolk, which will lead to our MVP. And we've also applied for a 700k Farming Innovation Pathways project. And we're building I think it says under there, a pipeline of large businesses. The business model is a cloud-based SaaS model, which I set up earlier, therefore delivering recurring revenues. Very much a modularized based pricing structure, allowing us to come in at a low level and increase average revenues per customer over time. Don't think that was me. We're looking to be cash positive within 2.5 years. We have an initial raise we're looking for now of 250,000, with the funds being spent on onboarding at least 4 large customers, building our deal pipeline, and with early trials being completed, leading to a full product launch. Thank you very much. The format of these slides has been somewhat strange, but I do apologize for that. But if you'd like to get in contact, we'd love to talk to you. I'm Kevin Gooding, as I said before, and you can see my contact details there. Thank you.
Apologies for the slight noise there. I'm not sure what that was. It was it wasn't meant to be an alarm of any sort. Right, thank you, Kevin. We're going to move on to something that we're all interested in, which is in food. We're going to hear from Suyash with FoodBud, who's doing some food recommendation. Thank you. Over to you, Suyash.
Thanks, Andrew. Hi, everyone. My name is Suyash, and I'm the founder of FoodBud.ai. So our vision at FoodBud is to disrupt the food recommendation landscape by digitizing all the factors that influence our food choices and provide our users with food recommendation, whether they go out to restaurants, do grocery shopping, or cook their own recipes at home. The way we plan to do this is by developing a Netflix and Spotify-like platform, which in the first step would connect the food producers to the consumers by digitizing the ingredient and making them accessible. And the second step would use the data generated to provide personalized recommendation based on specific needs of our customers. Now, because this idea is very vast, we researched on the market with the biggest problem, and we realized that people with food allergies find it very hard to navigate food options when they go out to eat at restaurants. Delving deep into the problem, we found that 30% of the people in the UK have at least one dietary preference, and 2.5 million are suffering from severe food allergies, of which 46% admit to have been served unsafe food on a weekly basis. Moreover, by the end of this year, around 124,000 food businesses will be required to provide calories and nutritional information as per the government regulations. Now, our solution to this problem is by building a highly scalable product, which also enables in the post-COVID digital transformation of these businesses. We plan to build a centralized food and ingredients data lake in collaboration with the research institute, and use this database as a leverage tool for the restaurants to provide their customers with a smart QR-based menu. This doesn't require any app download and is highly personalized. What this means is if someone visits a restaurant, they scan a QR code, provide their allergens and their dietary preferences, and instead of a big menu, they only see those options that are relevant to them. The total food and grocery market is around £205 billion in the UK. Of this, the spending by people with food allergies is around 4 billion, which is increasing at 100,000 people getting into the list every year. Of this spending, 1.3 billion is spent on eat out. Considering a 25% uptake, our market comes out around £325 million. This market is 16 times in the US, which offers a logical route to expansion for us. Our business model involves many partners, thereby making us spreading the cost and generating multiple revenue streams with a combined total of £11 million annually. In terms of the competitive landscape, there are many products that offer similar services. However, the single dimensional business model primarily related to the businesses in like restaurants. Because of that, they are either very expensive or very complex to switch. Our affordability and simplicity allows us zero barrier to entry. So our ask is 150K, which we plan to spend primarily in sales and marketing effort and deploying our product in these restaurants and strengthening our data lake. We plan to hire skilled staff in sales and marketing who have access to food service industry. In terms of our team, I have around 8 years experience in software development and food and beverage manufacturing businesses. My partner Smith has around 16 years experience in UI and cloud-based platform development. Rafaela has around 14 years experience in marketing communications and social media engagement. Our chief advisor, Marcus, is a former managing director at BCG London and has over 30 years of experience in FMCG industries, guiding them on digital transformation strategy. Thank you for listening to me, and I would be happy to provide you more information if needed.
Just inside 4 minutes, excellent. Everyone's performing so well. We were worried at the beginning. Right, thank you very much, Yash. So next up, we're going to have a way in which we can start to measure things analog using a digital mechanism with IC from Tash. Over to you, Tash.
A very good afternoon to you. This is IC, the revolutionary artificial intelligence camera that will deliver industry to 4.0. You probably heard about digitalization, machine learning, the Internet of Things, and how they're going to revolutionize the world. In reality, major industries run almost continuously and on very low profit margins. As a result, there's a clear reason not to take any unnecessary risk. However, the lack of digitalization in these industries costs about £73 billion a year in Europe alone. Why is the penalty so high? Well, because unexpected shutdowns in a refinery cost about £2 million a day, and oil and gas plants typically last for about 40 years. The founders of IC, Dr. Anna Maria Cupreu, has about 10 years of experience in her family-run oil and gas consultancy, and myself, Dr. Tash Ramsander, has about 10 years experience in industrial instrumentation design. Both chemical engineers, we have realized that there is one critical device that will be game-changing to the industry. Meet IC. It is a small, cost-effective, and easy-to-install device that reads analog gauges and listens to industrial equipment without any changes to the industrial process. IC are the eyes and the ears of an industrial plant that unlocks a better data collection, better maintenance, and better safety. Furthermore, it also allows machine learning and predictive maintenance. IC can detect any noises or defects well before any serious problems will arise. Our main competitors are intrusive equipment installation, basically how it's been done traditionally, but they can be costly. And also installation requires a plant shutdown, which occurs once every 4 years. With respect to previous analog gauge readers, there have been previous attempts, notably by Honeywell, and this was introduced about 12 years ago. However, 12 years ago is a long time in technology, and their systems are quite outdated. With our experience, agility, and position in the Cambridge cluster, we believe that we are the right people with the right device at the right time. We will see IC's initial revenue from the sales and support of hardware devices with our expertise from design to decision-making. We will implement a subscription model whereby our advanced AI platform will be able to enable optimization, predictive maintenance, and anomaly detection. Through a SWOT analysis, it was clear that IC will serve as a gateway for new services into mature industries. Our ask is for £250,000 for a period of 24 months. This money will be used for the software development of the device. It will be used for IP protection and platform development for AI, advanced AI diagnostics. Furthermore, we will need to design for manufacture to meet industrial standards. With your support, not only would I see, but we will all see the digital revolution with IC. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We can all see that was a good way to end your presentation. Thank you very much. Right, last, we seem to have been very quick. We're now down to the 11th pitch, so thank you, the 11th presentation for waiting so long. We are going to hear how reuse is going to change the way we access takeaway food. Over to you, Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and we are Reuse, a return and reuse logistics system for takeaway food containers. In the UK alone, lunch on the go habit generates billions of items of packaging waste every year. And what was thought to be a green solution, namely vegware and other compostable products, has actually become part of the problem. Most compostables end up in landfills, where they do not naturally degrade and instead give off harmful greenhouse gases. To overcome this problem, attention is shifting to reusable containers, which over their lifetime give off 67 times less CO2 emissions than compostables, as you can see in this graph. In addition, single-use food containers are suboptimal for food providers who have to deal with inconveniences and added costs. Our solution is Reuse, a return and reuse B2B logistical solution, which aims to eliminate the use of single-use takeaway containers. It works much like a library system. Containers are digitally borrowed, dropped off, and washed, ready for reuse. After 1,000 uses, containers can be recycled into new containers, amounting to a zero waste system. So what makes us special? Firstly, we offer our clients, who are food providers, a one-stop logistical solution, which includes containers, scanning software, and drop-off stations. Secondly, we aim to embed our software with savings and environmental footprint monitoring capabilities. And finally, our system removes the need for end user washing, which is just one barrier to adoption of current reusables, such as Keep Cup. We offer our clients, for example, higher education institutions, a system that is cost effective, convenient, sustainable, and can potentially increase customer loyalty. And for end users, the system is convenient, offers a high quality product, and is fun to use. The UK's combined food delivery and takeaway markets are valued at over £20 billion. Given our existing networks, we see higher education institutions, of which there are over 165 in the UK, as an optimal point of entry. And we aim to target 20 customers in the sector in the next 24 months. That being said, we see huge scalability across other markets, such as restaurants, corporate offices, hospitals, food trucks, and so on. We also intend to partner with food delivery companies, enabling us to massively extend our customer reach. As you can see at the bottom here, our revenue streams include container sales, software leasing, collection station commission, and physical and digital advertising. Launched in late April, we are currently trialing elements of our business model in 2 University of Cambridge colleges. Not only have we saved thousands of single-use containers from going to waste, we're also already receiving positive feedback from both end users and clients. For example, Darwin College is keen to have a second launch in September, coinciding with the new academic term. Our next milestone is to onboard 3 new Cambridge colleges, plus 1 to 2 other types of institutions. Given that 10 additional Cambridge colleges plus 1 local food business and a performing arts school have already expressed interest, we are confident in achieving this milestone within the next 12 months. For this milestone, we are asking for £130,000 to develop our next MVP, which would have the scalability to allow us to expand to subsequent markets and across geographies in future. We forecast our revenue at the end of year 5 to be 1.1 million. And our ultimate goal is to build an interconnected citywide system whereby containers can be dropped off with any reuse partner to your delivery driver when you next order takeaway, or to strategically placed collection stations across the city. Our co-founding team comprises 3 Cambridge alumni with combined experience in sustainability, corporate strategy, and corporate banking. And we also recently onboarded a software engineer to the team. Invest in us and join the reuse movement. Thanks for listening.
Fantastic. Every single presentation within the time limit. That was marvelous. Thank you very much, all 11 who has pitched so far. We are now going to take a short intermission. You can get your ice creams and popcorn if you would like to. We will be 15 minutes, I think. So please stay online, come back to the room. We will have another set of pitches presented by my co-mentor in residence, Andre Spark, who will come back to you in 15 minutes. So we'll see you in a short while. Thank you very much.
Well, hello to all. Thank you for participating in the event today. Welcome to part 2. I take it we are live and all the technology is working. Everyone can hear me.
Can hear you online.
Very good. So Andrew set the bar high in part 1, both the quality of the ventures and also keeping on time. So I have no doubt that we'll have another session filled with, I guess, 13 high quality investable ventures from Cambridge. And I guess it will be my responsibility to keep you on time. So I will take the heat for that if it doesn't work. My name is Andre Spark. I am the mentor in residence, or one of the two, together with Andrew. That's our job, to bring practitioners into collaboration with the various founders we have in academic programs, entrepreneurship programs at the Judge, and in the wider university as well. So thank you to all the practitioners that we work with, the mentors, coaches, in all those programs, and as long as I have the ear of all you investors, if any of you would like to join our esteemed group, we've got a very good group of people, a lot of VCs, angels, serial entrepreneurs, founders, etc. But we're always looking for more good people to join our group. If you'd like to participate, it does require a commitment because these are not, they're not student projects. These are real investable ventures, as you're hearing today. If you'd like to get involved, it's a lot of fun, and I would encourage you to just reach out to me or to Andrew Hatcher, and we will discuss how you can do that. So please keep that in mind. To the ventures, there was a lot of competition, so congratulations to all of you for being selected. Okay, so last thing, if you are interested in hearing more about any of the ventures you're listening to that are presenting today, please reach out to us. We'll put you in touch. So we're happy to do that for you. Okay, so why don't we start then? So as you know, same format, 4 minutes each, and then I will just do a quick intro to each group. Okay, the first is Zan Schwinn, who will be presenting Coral Hub, a venture from, I guess I would call it gamified consumer technology, and Zan is on the Accelerate Cambridge program, the enterprise accelerator of the university. Zan, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I need you to give me screen share capabilities, please.
Claire, can you do that?
Thank you. All right, can you see my screen?
Great.
Excellent. Hi, everyone. My name is Zan, and I run a startup called the Coral Hub. And we are about to launch an app that will teach you how to sing. Sing better, sing more, sing every day. Chant, the feel-good singing app. I want you to take a second and think about, when was the last time that you sang? In the car along to the radio, perhaps? She looks like she's enjoying herself, no? Maybe in the shower, to your kids or your pets? More and more research is coming out to show that singing has positive effects on our mental, physical, and social health. But singing education has remained inaccessible for millions of us. And why is that? The cost of voice lessons? Do you feel embarrassed singing in front of others? Is it looking at a piece of sheet music like this? Or is it not having the proper support structures? Enter Chant. Our freemium machine learning gaming app gets you singing today. We activate your singing skills through individual games and encourage you through points and rewards to build the habit of singing every day. And as a bonus, we learn as you learn. Over time, your experience will adapt to your needs. Want to focus on breath? No problem. Want to learn that difficult line in a song? We have got you covered. Our initial target audience are adults who are in the early stages of their singing journey. The Voices Now Big Choir Census Project reported in excess of 40,000 choirs in the UK and 1.8 million people over the age of 15 who sing regularly. And after the year that we've had, are searching for ways to engage with singing from home. And we aren't the only ones active in this space, building accessibility to singing and to mobile music education. As an example, Sky Arts are about to launch an Anyone Can Sing program. Current competitors in the market include a mixture of offerings. Our closest competitor, Musician, boasts 24 million users at a high monthly price point of $25 per month. Gaming is only a small part of their user experience, and the app doesn't seem to adapt personalization at all. If anything, they prove that there is a market keen to engage and willing to pay. But through our work, we also hope to improve the well-being of our users through regular engagement and focused support. We've built our model around several revenue streams, one of which is an in-app vocal coaching platform with an estimate of 875,000 paying users by December 2025. Because our target audience are generalists, brand partnerships and direct-to-consumer marketing will be key in the early days. We are currently activating stages 1, 2, and 3 with our social media amassing over 10,000 impressions a week, and we have 300 people who are currently on our app waiting list. We've got a killer team. I've built my career at the intersection of startup tech and the arts. My co-founder, Susie, received her OBE for increasing singing participation across the UK. And our advisory board is made up of members like Neil Lawrence, the former director of machine learning at Amazon. And we collaborate with a matrix of incredibly talented subcontractors in a variety of areas, several of whom are in the pipeline to come on board full time. We're currently raising £500,000 seed round to fully test our market with an 18-month runway to onboard our first 10,000 users and to prepare to scale. We already have £190,000 committed to this round. Thank you for your time today. If you're interested in learning more, please get in touch via the email on this slide. Sing better, sing more, sing every day. Chant, the Feel Good Singing app. Thank you.
Thank you, Zan.
Thank you.
I promise I will not sing the rest of the presentation. Couldn't resist that joke. Our next presenter, our next venture is Bryce Kiddio. Bryce did his postgraduate diploma in entrepreneurship at the Judge. His venture is at the intersection of fintech, healthcare, and most importantly, impact. Thank you, Zan. We care.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon.
I will not sing the rest of the presentation.
Can you see my screen?
Resist that joke. Our next presenter, our next venture is Bryce Kiddio. Bryce did his postgraduate diploma in entrepreneurship.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Someone's got their stream open, so whoever's got the live stream open, I could turn that off.
Intersection of fintech, healthcare.
I am Bryce Kiddio, founder of WeCare. At WeCare, we are empowering people to invest in their health in Africa and improving access to healthcare. Access to healthcare is one of the biggest challenges for people in Africa. To illustrate my point, let me tell you the story of my brother Guy, who lives in Douala in Cameroon. 2 years ago, his wife called me, Bryce, your brother is sick at home since 2 weeks. And last night, it was very complicated. 800 million people. I have some kind of sound, please. It seems that access to healthcare is one of the biggest challenges for people in Africa. To illustrate my point, let me tell you the story of my brother Guy, who lives in Douala in Cameroon. I have a second sound that is coming. Just your brother is sick at home since 2 weeks.
Bryce, I'm afraid somebody has the YouTube stream going and it's overtaking.
Can everyone who's online just put themselves on mute?
I have some kind of sound, please. It seems like
Bryce, I believe you need to cut the YouTube link that you have up there.
I have a second sound that is coming.
Bryce, I'm afraid somebody has the YouTube stream going and it's overtaking.
Bryce, I think what we'll do is we'll pop you on pause, push you to the end of the call, get your tech back online. Is our next person ready? Andre, if I hand back to you, you can handle this.
Okay, can we go to the next venture? And we'll come back to Bryce. Can we go to the next venture and come back to Bryce at the end then? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so let's go on. Sorry for the technical problems. Inevitably something was going to go wrong, but let's move forward. So the next presentation is MathSpire. Charles Roddy, it's an EdTech venture. As the name suggests, it's about STEM education. Charles is on the Accelerate Cambridge program. Charles, the floor is yours.
Share a screen.
Charles?
Hello, am I coming through?
Absolutely. Please go ahead.
One sec. Good, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Great. So I'm Charles Roddy, and I'm the founder of MathSpire, which is an intelligent suite of tools for teaching, learning, and assessing maths. Traditional methods of assessment have been slow, with slow feedback for students and slow marking by teachers. And traditional learning materials have been constrained by the limits of the static printed page. So MathSpire wants to give more power to learners and teachers, and we've developed the technology to make the learning process faster and more interactive for students of maths at ages 14 plus. I've always loved maths, and I wrote my first maths education software when I was 13, and I have enjoyed lecturing at Oxford and Cambridge universities, but wanted to do more than just teach students directly. I wanted to make high quality educational content widely accessible. So we've built up a talented team of math specialists with firsthand experience of the problems that students face. And our software team has created maths technology that much larger organizations, including Cambridge Assessment and HODA, have not been able to deliver. Our assessment framework has the ability to mark students' answers to advanced maths problems reliably and automatically. This puts us ahead of competing platforms, including MyMaths and Integral, which can only mark multiple choice and numeric answers reliably, which is more suited to maths at younger age groups. Using our symbolic algebra engine, MathSpire can mark formula answers reliably, and we cover, in fact, the full range of advanced maths question types, equations, matrices, graphical manipulation, and more, which allows teachers to ask the right questions and give students instant and reliable feedback. Understanding graphs and diagrams is also essential for maths and all STEM subjects, but graphs have many elements, and it can be hard to work out how they fit together. Our graphs come to life. They move, you can interact with them, and they're built up gradually with step-by-step explanations. So the MathSpire method makes hard topics engaging and easy. These components allow us to present the interactive textbook. We think paper textbooks actually have the right elements, explanations, questions, graphs, but they come to life when you can interact with them, when they take you through the steps, and when you get immediate feedback to your answers. We've developed courses for A-level maths, International Baccalaureate, and GCSE, and there are 2.2 million students worldwide taking these courses. They need resources for them and their teachers. And teachers are being asked to do a huge amount at the moment. And in the UK, even before COVID, there was a severe shortage of qualified secondary maths teachers. So schools need technology to make teachers more efficient, and MathSpire can offer automated homework and reporting. We're trialing with 60 schools with our first paid subscribers this year, and we're working with the Sixth Form Colleges Association, a pilot to evaluate deployment across a larger number of sixth form colleges. Universities also have an urgent problem, which in September, many of the incoming students are going to be underprepared because of learning losses due to COVID. We're in advanced discussions with Kent and Bristol universities to provide summer catch-up programs for subjects with GCSE and A-level maths prerequisites. And beyond this, as universities move to adopt online forms of learning, we plan to offer assessment for maths-based courses, STEM subjects, and also economics. Publishers are also looking out for technology because they need the technology to deliver online maths content. They can use our platform to take their paper materials online. And we're working with Kilbaha in Australia to deploy our assessment technology to their schools. And also we have a pilot with Santillana, the Spanish language publishers, to pilot some of their textbook maths content in our digital format. We've done this on only 130,000 of investment so far, and we've just received this month a 200,000 investment round. We're going to use this to scale up our marketing efforts for both schools and also universities. And we aim to become a leading international provider of advanced maths-based courses and technology for both schools and universities. Our technology development will focus on analytics and suggestions to make the learning experience more effective and personalized for students. We believe MathSpire can transform maths and STEM learning for hundreds of thousands of students. So if you find our vision compelling and would like to be part of the journey, either as part of the current investment round or the next one, please connect with me, and I look forward to discussing our plans further and keeping you updated with progress. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Chris Stack. Chris is from the Ignite program, another one of our entrepreneurship programs. Chris has a venture in the clean tech space with cheaper and easy to deploy energy storage for electric vehicles called Ziffin EV Charging Hub. Chris, the floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon. Can everyone see my screen? No? Hello?
Yep. Not yet.
Can you see my screen? Is it?
Yes.
There we go. You're on.
Okay, sorry about that technical hitch. My name's Chris Stack. I'm a co-founder of Ziffin, a UK energy storage manufacturer. Starting in 2018, with 2 years of R&D and a targeted soft launch, we have successfully exported our Ziffin Instant Grid energy storage technology to Malawi, Gambia, Kenya, and Zambia. And we've just completed a £300,000 project for a medical facility in Nigeria and Tanzania. We have pipeline opportunities such as a mobile energy storage system for a European solar panel manufacturer, which is currently in production in our UK factory for their project in Botswana. We are now seeking investment of 250,000 for 7.7% equity, which will allow us to roll out a new project, a new product, which I will now explain. The problem: by 2030, the sale of new combustion engine vehicles will cease in the UK. There is a lack of EV charge points in rural areas due to restricted grid network capacity or the vast costs needed to upgrade the electricity grid. 31% of the UK's 23,000 public EV charging points are in Greater London. Rural charge points are expected to be critical for the alleviation of range anxiety. Furthermore, access to EV charge points is essential to ensure that remote communities do not become further isolated. As a case study, the Giant's Causeway Visitor Centre in Northern Ireland. Just under 1 million people visited in 2019. They have just one public 7 kVA slow EV charge point, and the last time I was there, it wasn't working. They would need a grid infrastructure upgrade of possibly £200,000 to offer any realistic EV charging capabilities. The National Trust alone have over 500 locations. The solution, the Xiphon EV charging hub. Our solution requires no changes to existing grid infrastructure, governmental policy, or grid compliance rules. How do we achieve this? We have built-in grid forming capabilities, allowing it to operate on single-phase or 3-phase supply. Therefore, can allow for sustainable EV charging at a fraction of the cost compared to a grid infrastructure upgrade. The Xiphon EV charge hub solution will start at $59,000 with no grid upgrade required. Competition. In the US, there's a product called FreeWire. The FreeWire only has DC output. The majority of charging in UK and Europe is for AC charging. The Xiphon EV hub can offer both DC and rapid 22 kilowatt AC fast charging. The FreeWire unit's chemistry is nickel manganese. Our chemistry is lithium iron phosphate, literally doubling the lifespan compared to the FreeWire power cells. The FreeWire product, $162,000. Our product, £59,000. FreeWire raised $50 million US at the beginning of this year for their rollout of their product, or for the further rollout of their product. Our product has built-in solar array, and the key aspect to our product that it is vendor agnostic as far as the actual EV charging equipment is concerned. Therefore, the existing manufacturers, EV companies, vast network throughout the world are our customers, not our competitors, as they are for FreeWire. Target customers, utility companies, direct rural communities, recreational historical visitor centres, petrol retailers, fleet operators, theme parks, local government sites worldwide. The market, the UK government's targets, we will need 16.7 billion spent on EV charging infrastructure. The market is set to grow by 33% to reach US $70 billion by 2026. The Xiphon EV charging hub, level 3 charging capability from level 2 infrastructure. Thank you for listening, and we'd welcome any questions from our email at the beginning of the slides. Thank you.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Next up is Keto Swiss. Elena Gross is entrepreneur getting a master's degree in entrepreneurship. The venture is from the biotech, pharmaceutical sectors. Very exciting. Elena, the floor is yours.
Hello, thank you. I'm Dr. Elena Gross, a neuroscientist, PhD in clinical research, and the CEO and founder of Keto Swiss. And I'm basically here today to tell you why this is no longer me. These are my attempts to illustrate what it feels like to have chronic migraine about 7 years ago. Migraine is very common. About 150 million people are currently in the same situation as I was back then. Migraine is also extremely expensive for society, and apart from a new injection-based preventative treatment with limited efficacy, there are currently no migraine-specific prophylactic agents available. Recent research suggests that migraine is, at least in part, an energy deficit syndrome of the brain. But how is that possible? Well, today, due to our carbohydrate-rich diets, our brains are fueled almost exclusively by glucose. But this might not be what we are designed for. Our species evolved to go through periods of binging on high-fat foods, followed by periods of starvation. And during those times of fasting, the body produces an alternative and more effective energy substrate for the brain when glucose is unavailable. ketone buddies. Without ketones, human mankind would not exist today, and the brain prefers ketones over glucose when given the choice. But I'm not here today to promote starvation. KetoSwiss is bringing back ketones into the modern world, especially patients' lives, with a novel approach. We produce them in the lab and give them on top of a hopefully wholesome diet. Because the key ingredients of MigraKet are human identical, it is safe in recommended doses. The concept behind MigraKet has been awarded several prizes, was recently published in Nature Neurology, and is also patent-backed, with the first of 3 patents having all claims approved already. Adding MigraKet to the existing diet does not add any side effects and seems migraine protective, at least in a metabolic migraine subgroup. In a proof of our go-to-market product, it was able to reduce migraine days by over 50%, and in a phase 2 randomized controlled placebo crossover trial on a non-potent first version of the product in 40 patients, we showed a 30% responder rate, and treatment response could be predicted with 3 very simple biomarkers. Responders also showed marked improvements in markers of metabolism and inflammation. KetoSwiss is primarily an R&D company with experienced partners for production, formulation, and later on distribution, sales, and marketing. Due to the safety of our compound, we have a very special regulatory situation, which allows for 2 go-to-market approaches. A consumer health product, which means quick revenue and fast patient access, and a medical route, prescribable, reimbursable, that allows disease claims. We basically have risk mitigation within KetoSwiss. Due to the lack of solutions and the huge number of patients, the migraine market represents a massive opportunity. We're targeting medium frequency migraine with the nutraceutical, which we are predicting to lead to over 90 million in peak revenue by 2029, and already 3 million next year in our medium case scenario here. Our RX drug path, targeting high frequency migraine, is predicting to lead to a peak in revenue of over 5 billion in 2033. In the last couple of years, we've raised roughly 2 million Swiss francs in grant money, a seed round, and a convertible loan. We're currently raising a pre-series A of 3 million for US market entry, further product development, and clinical trials. Thanks to MigraKet, this is me today. If you would like to help us fuel migraine brains, please fuel KetoSwiss. And with that, I would like to thank you very much for your attention from all of us at KetoSwiss.
Okay, Elena, thank you very much. I think we're on track with time, so let's continue to Francois Guello, who will be presenting his venture from the prop tech sector. He's got traction already. Enzo Connect.
Thank you. I'm just going to share my screen here. Give me 1 second. And there we go. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you, Andre. Enzo Connect, the operating system of guest experience management. The pandemic has changed how people work, live, and travel. Today, we talk about revenge travel, less work, more leisure, and tech-driven travel. Airbnbs are predicted to recover in 2021, while hotels are still stagnating in this travel industry. People expect hotel-like experiences in Airbnb. Some of the must-haves today are easy access and check-in, 24/7 communication, and fast Wi-Fi. And the problem that we're solving is the time spent managing a short-term rental. It takes about 10 hours to manage a single booking with hotel-like quality services. And for a single account manager, they can manage up to 7 listings at most. But with Enzo Connect, it's your Airbnb on autopilot. We bring that time down from 10 to 1 and the number of listings managed from 7 to 60. Now, how do we do it? This is where the guest experience engine comes in. The guest experience is easy access, smart lock integrations, 24/7 communication, smart scooters, and automated mini bars, but no application to download. Whereas on the host side of things, let the AI message your guests, automate access management, ensure safety and security, a single dashboard for automation so that you can focus on creating destinations. Now, more importantly, though, when I say we are the operating system of guest experience management, we provide a platform for individual hosts and property managers that is property management software agnostic, but also an API layer, a bucket of APIs that you can pre-select to integrate into your existing systems, ranging from communication, access management, sensors, amenities, and recommendations. Now we are redefining what the guest experience is all about. And it's simple, a hotel-like guest experience in all short-term rentals through a pure SaaS-driven operating system. Crazy? Absolutely. And in less than a uniquely difficult year with $0 spent on marketing throughout a pandemic, we've managed to scale from 68 listings to just over 6,700 listings, currently have commercial agreements drafted for an additional 25,000 listings, and working to get to that objective by the end of 2021. This year, we're predicting to make $300,000. And for the following year, with this current fundraising round, we're looking to make about $11.6 million in annual recurring revenue. An ambitious goal, but justified in our financial models if you are interested. And speaking of financial models, to give you the core pricing model, we have a fixed and a flexible. I'm going to focus on the flexible here for the sake of the business model, which is a 1 to 2% commission per unit, which roughly averages out to $30 to $40 per month per listing. Now, if you take that business model and you apply it to the global vacation rental market size or industry, which is quite massive, as you can imagine, and if you segment that massive industry to just Airbnb and VRBO's listings, which is about 8 million listings, and you take about 3.75% of those 7 to 8 million listings, roughly 300,000 listings. That's a $3.2 average nightly fee and $108 million in projected revenue by 2025. Now, demand is already pulling us into this global market. In fact, we're in 12 different countries in less than 6 months. We launched our product 3.5 months ago. We're looking to get to 24 countries in the next 6 months and 40 by the end of 2022. If we control the guest experience, we control everything. And in fact, this is part of my thesis for my master's of entrepreneurship at Cambridge. So happy to discuss this topic more. My name is Francois. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Enzo Connect, formerly an undergrad student at the University of Toronto with a bachelor's of computer science, cognitive science, and a focus in computational linguistics, and my current master's of entrepreneurship, my thesis due in, I believe, 25 days or 20 days. We have an amazing team with an amazing advisory board ranging from the former CTO of SmartThings, former market manager of Airbnb for Canada, former CEO of Lyric, who raised over $180 million led by Airbnb, and Philip, the CEO of Odai. We previously raised $400,000 US as part of our pre-seed round in the midst of a global pandemic as a travel company led by Founders Factory in the UK, Creator Fund, as well as our biggest customer, Leaftown, and a few angels. We're currently looking to raise $2 million US as part of our seed round to get to our next objectives and have about 64% committed from both funds, family offices, and angels. Thank you so much for your time. There's a massive travel boom incoming. So now's the time. Feel free to reach out if you'd like to learn more about Enzo Connect. Andre, I think you're muted.
Please don't forget to reach out to us if you want us to connect you to any of these ventures. Thank you, Francois. Next up is Pocket Diagnostics. Gonzalo Ladreda will be presenting this venture from the pharmaceutical healthcare sectors that uses biomarkers to improve stroke diagnosis. Gonzalo, please, the floor is yours.
Perfect. I'll share my screen. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, looks good.
Perfect. So welcome. We are Pocket Diagnostics, and we are working to reduce the impact of stroke. We have a multidisciplinary team. I'm Gonzalo Ladreda, CEO of the company, and have a background in business development. I met Eduardo and Josh in Cambridge. They were doing their PhD. Then Eduardo has a long experience, over 10 years in biomarker research, and Josh is currently a neurosurgeon at Harvard Medical School. And also we have an advisory board with many clinicians involved in the stroke pathway in the US and in the UK. So the problem we are targeting is a stroke. It affects over 40 million people every year, and most of the patients will die or end up with a disability. So the problem with the stroke is that patients can present with the same symptoms, but they can be suffering different types of strokes. So we are focusing the large vessel occlusions. Those patients only represent 27% of the cases, but they contribute to most of the disabilities. So LVOs are the patients that you want to identify and treat as soon as possible. The problem is that currently paramedics do not have any tools to identify those patients in the field. So Pocket has come up with a solution, the Velos, which is a rapid blood test to identify LVO strokes. Under a 1 million grant from Innovate UK and private funding, we have collected data in 270 patients in collaboration with the NHS, and we have validated our test with a 95% of accuracy. Also, we have filed a PCT patent for the protection of our biomarkers, and actually our publication has been accepted today, so it should be published in the next 2 or 3 days. So our test is going to be placed in the pre-hospital setting, and it's going to help paramedics to triage patients to the correct center to save time to treatment. So we could save an average of 97 minutes to treatment. So this is very important in stroke because time is brain. So currently, a stroke is diagnosed with brain scanners and also with AI software. But the problem is that although this technology is only available at hospitals, also there are portable scanners that are starting to be implemented in some markets. But the problem of portable scanners is that they are very expensive, and you cannot have a brain scanner in every ambulance. So Velos is solving this problem and is coming with a simple solution that has very high accuracy. Our market at the moment is the US, which represents $500 million per year, and our global opportunity is $5 billion per year. So we're going to sell our test to emergency rooms, ambulances, nursing homes, but we also found that companies like Amazon are interested in our test and primary care. Our target, we want to sell 1 million tests in the US with a price of $498. How are we going to approach our customers? Through partnership. We are going to partner with diagnostic companies, and we're going to sign non-exclusive licensing agreements, and we're going to charge those companies a license fee, and also we are going to get a percentage of the revenues. So we have an advisory board that has experience in reimbursement in the US, like Hannah from Albaten, but also we have people like Mike that has been part of the executive board of companies like Trinity Biotech. And also we have Chris, who's VP at Also Medical, and also Tito, who is the CEO of Breaktimmune. So at the moment, we are raising £1 million with a pre-money valuation of 3 million. And we have started in May our clinical trials in the US in 3 hospitals. And our main aim with this funding is to obtain FDA approval, get a classification for our device, and also at the same time, we are going to start to engage with customers in the stroke belt, which is the area with highest stroke incidence in the US. So thank you so much for your time. We are Pocket, and we are going to help to decrease the disabilities and also improve the lives of many patients after a stroke. Thank you.
Gonzalo, thank you very much for that. A compelling presentation. Andrew, I think that we're about 5 minutes ahead of time, so we're doing well in the competition with session 1, even with all our technical problems. So, and we'll have to come back to Bryce at the end. So let's move forward then. Next is Harry Banks. Harry is on the Accelerate Cambridge program. The venture Push That Button is from gaming, digital marketing. Very exciting. Harry, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. There's 2 of us here, Oliver, my brother as well. You see that okay?
And Oliver, yes, the brotherly duo.
That's the one.
The Banks brothers. Right. Billions are wasted each year because 16 to 34-year-olds don't engage with ads. They actively ignore TV adverts, and studies show that they also ignore adverts on social media. This is a huge problem for brands, and they're desperate for new solutions that enable them to actively engage these audiences and maximize their return on investment for media spend. At Push That Button, what we've identified is that this demographic do actually engage with brands via 2 key areas. One is voucher codes. This is a huge market, and Unidays, a student discount provider, generate over 2.4 billion annual recurring revenue. However, there is a bottleneck issue when it comes to voucher codes. Brands can only distribute them to closed groups, such as students, and on special occasions, such as Black Friday, because they don't want to dilute their brand equity. There are currently no solutions available that enable them to distribute them on scale on a consistent basis. The other area that is popular is competitions. Love Island star Molly May recently ran an Instagram giveaway, which had over 3 million entries at a cost per action of under 1p. These are incredible statistics that brands want to capitalize upon. However, social media is not optimized to run these giveaways, and Molly May unfortunately got in trouble with the Advertising Standards Authority because it wasn't a legally compliant draw. Now, this is where Push That Button steps in. Push That Button is a gaming app that consolidates voucher codes and competitions in one centralized solution to maximize ad efficiency amongst 16 to 34-year-olds. It is simple as see it, push it, win it. Users see the competition promoted by leading talent on social media and then download Push That Button, where they gain access to a wealth of competitions across verticals. They then push that button and answer a trivia-based question. If they get it correct, they get entered into the grand prize draw, and they can also win smaller instant rewards in the form of voucher codes. We limit the number of entries per competition to incentivize users to unlock bonus entries by completing challenges that benefit the brand. These will include watching adverts, sharing content to social media, and also scanning live TV adverts and content. Underpinning this is an intelligent data solution, and we collect data across the entire sales funnel, which enables us to be hyper-specific with our recommendations and promotions. We work off a performance-related basis. We take a cut of voucher codes successfully redeemed and charge a small fee for brand challenges completed. And this is what it looks like on scale. If we can get 1 million active users, which is just a third of Molly May's competition, we can generate over 60 million in revenue. If we can scale this to the user base of Love Island, then we can earn over 1 billion. And this is very achievable. So we have an exciting talent pipeline and deals secured with a couple of agencies who provide us with access to over 20 million users within the UK. We also have a deal in place with a voucher code provider who provide us with access to 60 plus brands. We've already been incubated by ITV and Founders Intelligence, and we've built the MVP with no external investment, and we still have 150k SEIS shares available. We want to combine our key competitors across gaming, data for rewards, and voucher code distribution in one centralized platform for the first time. We have an experienced team spanning entertainment and tech. We're currently doing our pre-seed round, and if you'd be interested in participating, please contact Harry at pushthatbutton.co.uk. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you to the Banks brothers for that presentation of Push That Button. Next up is Matt Wonderly. Matt is was a student on the master's degree in entrepreneurship. His venture is coming from digital media, data analytics, and it's called Publisher Arts. Matt, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Get this up for you. Excellent. My name is Matt Wonderly, and I am the founder and CEO of Publisher Arts. Essentially, where there is a screen, there is an audience. Where there's an audience, there is engagement. And where there is engagement, there is revenue. Behind every screen is data about the audience behavior telling you how to optimize your revenue from that screen. If you're not tapping into that data and taking advantage of the screen, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Since the mid-1990s, telecoms have been spending trillions of dollars and pounds around the globe building infrastructure and expanding their empires. Since the early 2000s, OTTs, or over-the-top streaming applications, have been stealing billions in revenue away from these telecom giants. They do so by utilizing their infrastructure, but the paying subscribers go to the OTT application. Think of companies like Netflix and Spotify. You pay them for their service, but you're using an ISP or carrier like BT or Deutsche Telekom or Vodafone for their service as well. Today, there are screens everywhere and billions of eyeballs and dollars or pounds pouring through these screens via subscriptions and advertising. These telecom companies historically charged for voice, text, and usage data. Now their traditional revenue streams are threatened by the rise of OTT, and the long-term relevancy of telecoms is now in question. In order to keep up and not only survive in this OTT onslaught, but thrive as well, since 2019, telecoms have invested over $1 trillion in the digital transformation. Telecoms have been trying to compete and or collaborate with OTT ever since. Here's some of what they're up against. Global OTT market is projected to reach over $330 billion by 2025. Consumers now have over 300 just video streaming options alone. And of course, we're spending hours and hours on our screens each day, over almost 4 hours a day just on our phones. So what's the problem with telecoms? They've become a push-only model. They lack the closed-loop feedback from their subscribers. And admittedly, from these telecoms, they know their subscribers, but they don't know their behavior. Not to mention there's so much data coming in internally, they don't have the time or human resources to spend on cleaning, synthesizing, standardizing, and analyzing the data. Furthermore, we live in the attention economy. Their subscribers are distracted and engaged with other subscription services as well. So telecoms are simply relying on their own internal data to understand consumer behavior. Telecom data is unique only to their ecosystem. This is limited in scope. So what's the solution? Well, the PA RevOps platform and technology first helps to stop the bleeding of revenue loss for these telcos. We then improve our customers' top and bottom line in 4 ways. When we increase market share, we increase wallet share, and we improve efficiency and retention by reducing churn and keeping costs low and existing customers happy. We add critical external resources to the customer's data. We stitch our external data that we've aggregated in our data lake to their internal data. We uncover new, deeper insights, new angles, better segmentation and behavior, and go beyond personalization of our customer service to provide their subscribers with an optimal experience. This increases subscriber retention, improves LTV, and accelerates growth. Our technology platform accelerates RevOps and ModelOps, automating industry-specific data tagging, taxonomy standardization, advanced segmentation, basket analysis, media portfolio, churn attribution, and so much more. Right now, we charge our customers a monthly subscription billed annually. This monthly subscription can range anywhere from $3,000 to $100,000 per month. Our competition, the likes of Jump Intelligence or Ubora and analytics generalists, only focus on internal data and one outcome, like churn or data warehousing, and it's usually done incorrectly. We have a very healthy global sales pipeline with enterprise logos. We are already servicing the second largest telco in Singapore and have global sales channel partners strategically placed in London to Dubai and everywhere in between. This is a massive total addressable market. We are disrupting 2 of the world's biggest industries in telecom and media. We are both a UK and a US entity with our HQ in London and an office in Salt Lake City. We have product market fit and annual revenue. We are alumni of Innovate UK and the Global Entrepreneur Program, as well as the Judge Business School. Today, we are seeking a syndicate and follow-on investors to join our lead team, the Oxbridge Angels. Our seed round of $1 million plus and terms with our lead have already been agreed upon. Our team is a team of industry experts and media scientists, me, an OTT and telecom professional and domain expert, Tim, who is a data scientist of 30 plus years and a current professor of data science at a top 20 US research university. And Craig and John are also both former serial entrepreneurs and founders of another successful analytics startup. So as you can see, we have the domain expertise and already good product market fit and traction. And looking forward to hearing more from you. You can reach out to me directly at Matt, M-A-T-T, at publisherarts.com. Thank you.
Matt, thank you for that. Thank you for presenting Publisher Arts. Good luck. Investors, please don't forget, if you're interested in hearing more from any of these ventures, just reach out to us and we'll put you in touch. The next venture is from the prop tech sector, but for me, more importantly, it's an impact venture. Paolo Casamassima, who comes from the MSTE, the Master of Studies in Entrepreneurship program, is going to present Big House. Paolo, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Andres. Nice to see you. Hi, everyone. My name is Paolo Casamassima. I'm the founder and CEO of Big House. In the UK, there is a chronic housing shortage, and there has been for many years. At the moment, we have over 300,000 Britons being homeless, which is 1 in 201. Nearly 40% of this number is actually children that are also living usually in unsuitable accommodation. There is over 1 million families that are currently on waiting lists for social housing, and a number that is unfortunately expected to grow by the end of the year when the furlough schemes will be finished. In the last couple of years, only 42,000 homes have been built, which means that the investment need in the sector until 2040 is worth over 200 billion. Our purpose is to transform lives through housing. We want to provide good quality homes rather than just accommodations, and we want to enable people to get a sense of stability and a real desire to focus and reintegrate in the society. What we do, we purchase one of the over 600,000 vacant dwellings, distressed dwellings across the UK, usually in auction, and we then refurbish them and lease them to charities that are housing vulnerable people, homeless people, and other groups that are listed here. The rents are government backed through the Department for Work and Pension, so that means that our revenues are usually guaranteed. A project usually lasts for 3 months. We buy in auction as a cash buyer. We complete within 2 to 3 weeks, and then we have a refurbishment that will last 4 to 6 weeks. And after that, the tenancy starts with a lease of 3 to 7 years, and we remortgage the asset afterwards, meaning that with the appreciated asset, we will release the equity that we have created and reinvest and redeploy in new assets. An example of projects that we have done, purchased for £60,000 with an investment of 90. We have created a block of flats with a new valuation of 290. So we've created £140,000 of equity, and the property, which is currently let to 6 teenagers, asylum seekers from Syria and Iraq. The property is currently achieving a 10% yield. Currently, we have 31 properties, over £3 million in assets, and 83 vulnerable tenants housed across our properties. We work with various charities, all of which provide comprehensive support, including housing, mental health support, counseling, education, and work training. 43% of our tenants are former homeless people. We're also partnering with Compassion UK. 1% of our revenues goes to sponsoring children, so the so-called distance adoption. So at the moment, we have 5 children with a target of doubling this every year. Our assets have been growing year on year. So we are a 6-year-old company, actually. We are profitable, and we have been profitable for 3 of the last 4 years. We are an experienced team of financiers, real estate professionals, and we have a large network of contractors and subcontractors, over 35 people working for us in total. We're currently at our Series A funding round. We are raising 1 million for 15% of preference shares, Series A equity, through Impact and Invest, which is an FCA-regulated social impact crowdfunding platform. And this is for expansion in other regions, as well as to restructure our debt profile. We are targeting a 10% return on investment, so 5% growth as well as 5% of mandatory dividend payable every year. Please reach out if you'd like to know more and be part of our social impact journey. Thank you very much for your time.
Paulo, thank you very much. It's refreshing to know that you can make a great return by doing something good for the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
That was Big House. Next up is Wallen Peppo. His venture XShoe is from the technology sector, real technology, electronics materials. If your friend's shoes start to change color, you can say that you saw it here first. So Wallen's from the MSTE program. Wallen, the floor is yours. We can
Thanks,
see your
Andre.
screen. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Please.
Let me. Okay. Just a second. Let me just maximize again, just to make sure. I wasn't sure if you could see it, but that's okay. All right. Can you see it now?
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, and good afternoon. My name is Dr. Wallen, and I'm the CEO of XShoe Technologies. Today, I'm going to introduce to you our products as well as our technology. And basically, our technology is a flexible electronic display screen that you can embed in fashion products. These are shoes, bags, and eyewear. The unique selling point about this is that it allows buyers to be able to customize their products post-purchase. For the brands, what this does is it allows them to have a direct relationship with their customers even after the transaction is over through the app. The app also has another big advantage, which is that it also can collect data, which can then be used to build machine learning models for customer behavior. Now, our research is our product is actually a result of a lot of significant number of years of research. When we finished this research, we published a paper, at least part of it, in the IEEE journal, and it was featured in The Economist magazine, as you can see on the left. After we used that technology to build a prototype, it got featured in the Wall Street Journal, and then we used that technology to build a commercial grade product, which was then featured in Time magazine, as you can see on the right. So how do we actually help brands? What we do is we build reference designs for products, in particular hairbands, eyewear, handbags, bracelets, and shoes. Our most popular products are the eyewear, handbags, and shoes. So what are the B2B partners that we work with? We work with Adidas Group, in particular their innovative materials department in Germany. We also work with the Specsavers in the United Kingdom. For them, we have built a reference design for eyewear. We also work with Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, where we are building a product for their interior design for one of their vehicles. For Marius Morel and Walter, we are still in the early stages of collaborations. In terms of the management team, it includes me, Mark Wilner, with a background in starting and selling startups, and Dr. George Melnick. Now, in terms of potential exit strategy, we are targeting Safilo and Luxottica, the two market leaders in eyewear. This is because our technology is really unique and it will provide value that is not realized at the moment. To make sure this makes sense, I'll show you some of our direct competitors who are Zenka and Dylan. These companies basically achieve the same thing by using physical interchangeable eyewear clips and temples. And they're selling these at the same price as ours. And these companies are actually profitable as well. Now, our second potential exit strategy is E-Ink itself. We have had some collaborations with E-Ink. And as you can see right here, we also went to CES with them, and they have their model right there who is actually showcasing our handbag as well as our shoes and our eyewear as well. Now, in terms of traction, it's very tiny, but it shows that there's a market for what we're doing. We've done some low volume production, and what you can see on the screen is actually the cost of goods sold, the pricing, and the sales. Now, for our bags, we have a gross margin of 57%, and for our shoes, we got a gross margin of 46%, and for the eyewear, we got 75%. And last year, just to demonstrate that we could definitely sell this product, we sold about 94K of these products. Now, what are we looking to raise? We're looking to raise £500,000 for scaling. We have already proved market fit. Now we just need to scale. In terms of non-financial resources that we're asking for, we're looking for luxury fashion B2B sales talent so that we can help us grow. Now, what does this really mean, our technology, in the big scheme of things? Now, it turns out that actually we were ranked in the top 100 global startups by Alibaba Entrepreneurs Fund. Now, for those of you who don't know Alibaba, hopefully some of these organizations and brands are going to look familiar to you, and I'm going to leave you with some of their feedback regarding our technologies in the next few seconds. Thank you.
Okay, Wallen, thank you very much. XShoe Technologies. Please reach out to us if you want us to put you in touch with Wallen. We'll be happy to do that. Next up, Yeet is Yeet. Okay, next up is Yeet Akar. His venture SkinLink is participating in Accelerate Cambridge. It's the intersection of healthcare, social media. The floor is yours, Yeet.
Hello, thank you, Andre, for the introduction. Managing a skin condition such as eczema or psoriasis is difficult, stressful, and frustrating. We all know someone who is desperately looking for ways to get better. SkinLink is the solution to help these individuals strive for healthier skin and a happier mind. Hi everyone, I'm Yeet, co-founder of SkinLink, a digital skin health platform that provides AI-powered patient journey support to people with common skin conditions. In the UK, more than 36 million people are suffering or have suffered from a common skin condition, and 10 million had mental health problems. In contrast, the supply side is already stretched with only 650 dermatologists. This means a really long waiting time for secondary care. To cope, patients are expected to self-manage, but don't have adequate support to do so. The situation prolongs skin conditions at a great cost, both for the patients and the NHS. There is need for a digital solution at scale. Working with hundreds of patients and medical experts, we have developed a platform that offers multidimensional and personalized support in the most convenient way possible. Leveraging AI, data analytics, and gamification technologies, SkinLink provides users with access to self-management services covering 3 key support principles, including psychological support, access to reliable and safe resources, as well as data collection and analysis. More importantly, users can also subscribe to self-management programs curated specifically to their needs. SkinLink helps users better understand their condition, guide them through their treatment, and provide the psychological support needed. We combine the thriving mobile digital health market and dermatology. Our initial target market is the 900,000 young adults in the UK who are actively managing atopic eczema or acne and who are passionate about technology. Recently, we launched our live beta platform and now have a growing user base with more than 1,200 registered users. We reach our users through social media, online communities, and partnerships. Currently, SkinLink operates on a freemium basis. Users can come and explore our main services for free. Soon, they will need to pay a monthly subscription of £8 to enroll into SkinLink's curated self-management programs. Users can also access expert services such as psychodermatologists and dietitians. However, while this early B2C approach offers immediate value to patients, it is also a stepping stone towards something bigger. It is the foundation on which SkinLink can become an NHS-accredited digital health platform and be a key offering for enterprise subscriptions. This is both by the healthcare providers and employers. In the future, we see SkinLink as going far beyond a support platform to revolutionize the way patients maintain their skin. SkinLink is led by a great team. We came together after winning the Venture Creation Weekend in Cambridge. I have a background in electronics and project management. Atika worked in large tech companies and is also an eczema sufferer. And Jamal is an experienced full-stack developer. Dr. Nev is a senior dermatologist bringing in her medical expertise. So we have come a long way and managed to get to live beta stage through non-dilutive funding. We are now raising £250,000 in Q3, and we also have ACIS Advanced Assurance. We are also backed by Bethnal Green Ventures, Europe's leading tech for good VC. Ultimately, Skilling aims to be the go-to skin health platform. With your help, we can help people with common skin conditions attain healthier skin and a happier mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Yeep. Thank you for SkinLink. Next up is Ruby Pillai. Ruby will be presenting her venture from the fintech sector. Ruby was on the MSTE program and will be presenting iWarranty. Ruby, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Andre. It's great to be here. Thank you all. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ruby Pillai, co-founder of iWarranty. Every one of us here in this call owns an electronic device, and we are using to see each other here as well. It all comes with a warranty. iWarranty originated from my personal frustration dealing with the warranty claim and missing out on receiving a free replacement of an item, which I ended up replacing. My research shows that in the UK alone, we consumers waste over £423 million per year replacing items covered under warranty. This in turn causing significant environmental impact. Globally, over 50 million tons of electronic waste is disposed. So what is the underlying problem here? Why are we consumers not using our warranties? Because existing warranty management is expensive and inefficient for manufacturers. Large manufacturers spend 7 to 14% of the annual revenue on warranty management. At the same time, current warranty management is really frustrating and time-consuming for consumers. In addition to that, manufacturers are really struggling at the moment with a large amount of new regulation, right to repair, sustainable manufacturing, and also regulation. And also, consumer behavior is changing. Consumers demand more sustainable brands, sustainable purchasing decisions also made. That means we need a better solution to deal with this problem. iWarranty is the solution to this problem is iWarranty. iWarranty is revolutionizing warranty management for mass manufacturers and consumers. iWarranty is the first integrated warranty management platform that connects manufacturers, consumers, and repairers. For SME manufacturers, iWarranty provides provides affordable regulatory compliance and warranty management. By using AI and machine learning, we digitize warranties and automate warranty claim process and reduce significant cost and time for manufacturers. In doing this, iWarranty platform gathers real-time data about product performance throughout the entire product lifecycle. For consumers, iWarranty provides a free and easy-to-use mobile app. The app summarizes key warranty terms and allows users to make a claim from anywhere, anytime. The app also connects consumers to their local repair network, allowing them to repair and reuse appliances easily, affordably, and quickly. In terms of product market fit, we tested our prototype with over 3,000 consumer users and over 7,000 appliances uploaded to our system. We have commitment from 3 SME manufacturers to use our platform. What we are looking at the moment is that we are raising a seed fund of 500,000, and we have commitment from investors for 300,000, and we are looking to raise 200,000 to build the team and launch the product in October. In terms of market size, iWarranty opportunity is really large and highly scalable. Global consumer electronics and household appliances warranty market is huge. It is 883 billion. We are hoping to capture a sizable market share globally. In terms of our current business model, we are charging for SME manufacturers, we are charging an onboarding fee plus a pound for every product uploaded to our platform. The app is free for consumers, and the repair, we charge 8% repair transaction fee for all the transactions that go through our platform. As the business grows, we have significant other revenue opportunities. In terms of revenue projections, we very much narrowly focused in the UK for the first few years, but once we later stages of our business, we want to focus in Europe and US market. We are expecting 176 million in year 5 of revenue growth. We do have a healthy number of competitors in the marketplace, but iWarranty's value proposition is unique from anyone else in the market, and it's clearly distinguished from any others, the majority of them are mobile apps as well as SaaS providers. What makes us really unique is that our team and our innovation and the way we execute this complex project. We have an excellent team of experienced entrepreneurs and professionals in our team, and we are really passionate to influence change in the warranty ecosystem. We are also supported with an excellent advisory board members who are also have significant experience advising startups. So we believe the world needs iWarranty now because the new repairability regulation is coming next month in the UK and rest of Europe. There's a huge conscious consumerism happening, and consumers really wants to better access to their warranty rights and the repair rights. And global move towards sustainable practices and circular economy values of repairing and reusing appliances. So that's what iWarranty is all about. Our goal is to reduce consumer-produced electronic waste by 50% in the UK, which is really high currently. We welcome investors to join us in this journey to make a significant contribution to reducing electronic waste. Thank you very much.
Ruby, thank you for presenting iWarranty. I'd like to go back now to Bryce Kidio with WeCare. Apologies again for the technical problems we experienced earlier, but Bryce is with us, and I'd like to give him an opportunity to present WeCare, an important impact venture that will really make a difference in Africa. Bryce, can I give you the floor now?
Thank you. Yes, Andre. Can you see my screen?
Looks good.
Thank you. So I'm Bryce Kidio. I'm a founder and CEO of WeCare. At WeCare, we are empowering people to invest in their healthcare in Africa, and we are improving access to health. Access to healthcare is one of the biggest challenges for people living in Africa. To illustrate the point, let me tell you the story of my brother, Guy, who lives in Douala in Cameroon. 2 years ago, his wife called me. Bryce, your brother is sick at home since 2 weeks. And last night it was very complicated. I asked her why he's at home. He's sick since 2 weeks. He should be in hospital. She responded, we do not have money to go to hospital. Like 800 million people in Africa, my brother is not able to save nor afford an insurance policy to be able to have access to healthcare when he needs. And the consequence is that 38% of people in Africa are delaying or postponing healthcare each year due to cost. And for those who are able to go to hospital, more than 100 million people in Africa each year are experiencing catastrophic health spending, meaning that healthcare is pushing them more into poverty. I obviously send the money to my brother to go to hospital, like many members of the diaspora. Each year, we are sending in Africa more than $9 billion for healthcare. But the process of sending that money is not adapted to the emergency of healthcare situation. There's a lack of traceability of the use of the money on the continent, and also this huge amount of money has almost no impact on the health system on the continent. To help people like my brother to be able to build enough health savings to have access to primary care when they need and facilitate money transfer for health, we are building WeCare. The first element of WeCare is saving. Saving is complicated everywhere. So, and particularly for people like my brother. So instead of asking him to save, we partner with local retailer and build loyalty program based on cashback. So when my brother come and buy something, he earn a cashback that is stored in a WeCare wallet, and he can use the money for healthcare. For a member of the family like me who want to send money, we can use WeCare and send money and be sure that the money will be used for health. And next time when my brother will be sick, he can go to WeCare partner, hospital, and pharmacy and enjoy additional benefit in terms of price discount. This is how the product works. The first time when you enter on WeCare, you need to set your personalized goal. You want to save for the health of the family. You want to save because you have any chronic disease. And when you have set your goal, our role at WeCare is to empower you to be able to achieve that goal. We also offer to you access to health services directly on the platform and access to opportunity to spend your money and save for healthcare when you are spending. You have a digital health wallet where you can pay and transfer money for healthcare. And the entire system is powered by behavioral science and gamification to make all the experience enjoyable to our users. We have 4 revenue streams. The most important revenue stream is commission from partners. We have transaction fees at the point of care, interest on income, and in the future we are planning to add foreign exchange rate. We are currently testing the model in Goma in Republic Democratic of Congo. We have partnership with 2 gas stations, 2 pharmacies, and 3 hospitals. We are observing 20% increase over a month of the number of users, 50% increase of the total value processed by our platform, and more importantly, our active users are able now to be able to save more than $6 per month by using WeCare. Our users love what we are doing for them. It is important for you to keep in mind that for the first time in their life, our users are able to enter a pharmacy, buy a medication without spending their personal money. Or like the case of the first baby who was born on WeCare, go to hospital and observe a big discount on the overall bill. In this case, it was 50% of the cost of the bill of the delivery covered by WeCare Health Savings. Our partner, like Dr. Masika, the owner of the pharmacy in Goma, are happy with our partnerships. We have a strong team behind the program. Bienvenue is leading the technology. Vanessa is leading marketing. I'm pharmacist and health economist with extensive experience in pharmaceutical industry. We have a talented group of advisors helping us to build a scalable business. We believe that WeCare can be profitable in 3 years of operation and help more than 1 million people in Africa to be able to access to healthcare when they need. We are currently raising 500K to be able to reach 15,000 users in the next 12 months. And the most important part of the money will be to build a world-class data science and engineering team. If you like what you heard, please do get in touch with us also at the end of the event. I am Brice Kitio. We are WeCare, and we are building the future of access to healthcare in Africa. Thank you.
Bryce, thank you for presenting WeCare. Your pilot project demonstrates this really can work, and thank you for sticking with us and for presenting that today.
Thank you.
So that's the end of the remote session. I think we're about 4 minutes ahead of time, so ahead of schedule. So thanks to everybody for sticking with the schedule. And I will hand the microphone back to Andrew Hatcher, who's at the Bradfield Centre, who will finish up for us. Thank you very much.
I think that there was a, I've got to start again. Right, that's okay. I wasn't on mute by myself, but it was someone else put me on mute, so it wasn't my fault. It's good to know sometimes in these Zoom times. So we've been on a number of journeys, 24 journeys in all, across an incredible landscape of technology, ideas, venture, imagination. We like to think at Cambridge, this is what happens when you come to Cambridge. You are subject to this incredible variety of ideas and skills and ability to turn some of these things from purely ideas into fantastic ventures. So I'm sure you'd all agree with me, there's been an incredible range of things we've seen. Everything you've seen has come through some supporting mechanism. And I would encourage everyone who's either in a venture or who's watching online, as Andre said, to come and be part of the support system. We are welcoming anybody who'd like to come and mentor and obviously invest and be part of any of the development of these ventures, because they don't get there generally on their own. They get there with help and support. And of course, at Cambridge, we like to think that there's lots of that available. So please come and join us. And particularly from our point of view at the Cambridge Judge Entrepreneurship Centre, we'd like to thank everyone who has joined us, the ventures particularly, all the crew that's put the event together, everyone who's staffing here, the media guys who've been incredible, mixing together the live event and the online event. Everyone who's online, thank you for coming online and spending your time with us. We understand that your time is valuable, so we really appreciate the fact that you've come and spent time with us today. But coming right back to the ventures, thank you so much for pitching your ideas. We all know it's a stressful period to do with 4 minutes. You all did amazingly well, and nearly all of you stayed to time, which was even better. For the investors, please let us know via the form that we've sent you, if you can, whether you have interest, whether you know someone who may be interested in the ventures. We will chase you if you don't send us a form, so better to send it to us anyway. If you don't have access to the form, then please email us at raise at the Judge Business School email address. We'll look forward to that, and we hope this bringing together of ventures and investors will result in some happy outcomes. So from everyone here at the Judge in Cambridge, thank you very much. Thank you very much, ventures. Thank you, investors, and I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you very much.